Hi, welcome back to another show. My name is Jeetu Jason, and you are watching Impact India. Let's get started with the first news, which is Solinas Integrity, which is a Chennai-based IIT Madras incubated company or startup. They raised about $5.5 million in a Series A1 round funding. So, which is co-led by Mela Ventures and Hero Enterprises family offices and other, including Luthra Group and existing backers. So that's not important. The important part is what the company does. So the company builds a full stack robotics and AI system. I don't think they do AI. It's just mostly robotics that is manually controlled for inspecting, cleaning, and digitizing and managing underground water and water-based infrastructure. So it is trying to solve a bunch of problems. Number one, which is uh, we don't know exactly where the pipes are because the pipes were laid like years ago or decades ago, and the drawings of where the pipes actually are at is a little, questionable at this point. So they're trying to find out where the pipes are, both the water pipe and the water waste pipes. And the second thing that they're going to do is, they're going to find out where the issues are, pinpoint exactly where the issues are. Before, if you had noticed that if you want, the BMC or the municipality would have to dig up an entire area to find out where the leak is or the issue is. Now you don't have to do that. Now you just have to dig in one place, put the probe in or the robot in, and find out exactly where the problem is, as opposed to digging up the entire road and finding out the issue. So this is going to help make our lives easier, obviously. And those are the few things that it does. So they have a bunch of robots, like three or four robots that does it for different pipe sizes, everything from 6 inches to all the way up to, I don't know what the maximum size is. So yeah, this is a welcome move. We don't Hopefully we don't have to deal with dug up roads every now and then just to find out where the leak is. So it solves the problem of where the pipes are and where the leaks are exactly. And then once the leak is found, they can fix it. They don't have technology to fix that yet. They're just finding out where the issues are basically right now. So if you like this company, go support them, follow their channel, and show your support for them. Now let's move on to the next news, which is Astrobase Space Technologies, which is a Bangalore-based company that unveiled its Everest rocket engine, which is India's first fully integrated 80-ton, 800 kilonewton full flow stage combustion rocket, which is a methalox engine, which means it uses oxygen, liquid oxygen, and liquid methane, similar to how Raptor engine works. But Raptor engine is like 2,700 or 800 kilonewtons, while this is just 800. So it is inferior to that, but at least we have a rocket that can throttle up and down. Now, why is this a big deal? It's because a few days ago, I think Skyroot launched its India's first private rocket. Now, that was a four-stage rocket, and three stages out of it were solid rockets. You cannot throttle a solid rocket booster or start or stop a rocket booster, which means it's never going to be reusable. This is, you can start and stop, and you can throttle it between 50 to 110%. So you can throttle it like that. And because of this one specific feature, you can now use, at least the possibility of creating a reusable rocket is within the realm of practicality, or no possible things. This places an Indian private startup among a very small global group developing advanced high-efficient cycle rockets similar to how Raptor engine, not in specs obviously, but it is architecturally similar to Raptor engines. So show your support to this company, go follow their channel, and let's move on to the next news, which is, I don't know how to pronounce this. Aule, Aule Space, AULE. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, it is a Bangalore-based company. It is developing a satellite jetpack that docks with satellites that have exhausted their fuel. Now, satellites need to boost back up because there are still trace amounts of air molecules at that level, which slow the satellite down and bring it back down to Earth. So, in order to stay in orbit, they have to do boost backs. Now, once the fuel is over, the satellite will deorbit and fall back into Earth and would, return. This prevents that from happening. This essentially extends the shelf life of these existing satellites so that we can extract more years of work from it. It will extend their operational life by years. The concept addresses the waste of abandoning functioning satellites due to propellant limits. So that is a welcome move. So we can use our satellites much longer than what their fuel capacity allows. That means we can obviously use our existing satellites much longer than what we otherwise could have. Okay. Let's move on to the next news, which is River Mobility raises $120 million to scale Indian electric scooters. Yamaha backed River plans to expand its Karnataka factory and add a new plant capable of producing 80,000 scooters per month. I don't really care about this, but if you can produce 80,000 scooters per month, that means we have the manufacturing might or capacity to produce that many things, which could also be translated to drones someday if we ever get into a war-like situation. So that is the good news about this. If we can produce scooters, we can also produce drones in those factories if we ever have to, if we ever need to. So right now they are making 10,000 scooters every month today. Now that is going to increase to 80,000, an eightfold increase because of this investment. So go support them, go subscribe to their channel and show your support. And that is it for today. I will see you in the next one. Until next time, bye.